Okay, it's last Tuesday. I'm chilling at home, bored as fuck. Around the time I'd usually be lurking here, except I'm not because I was banned. I start checking all the boards and websites I frequent, but nothing's going on. I was a little hungry and itching to have a good time, but being Tuesday, most of my friends were burnt out from school or work and didn't feel like kicking it. I didn't actually ask anyone, but I figured. I was hungry, but I didn't want to cook anything. Usually that means pizza. But since it's unhealthy, I had to stop. But then I remembered this bar I wanted to visit and missed out on it the week before because I didn't have enough money for the show. Now I do! The thing about this bar is between 8 to 9, their happy hour provides $1 beers and slices of high-quality pizza. It's actually a lounge, not a bar. So I went down there, alone, which was pretty weird. I'd never done that before. I was thinking, man, this is gonna suck, but whatever, cheap beer and pizza. I got a beer and 2 slices of basic pepperoni, which had a fanciful name, I forget. The pizza was pretty good. Not my favorite, but at that price, who can complain? Then I had another beer, and I didn't feel like spending anymore, even though I could. I whipped out the new flask I bought, which was filled with Jack Daniels. Suddenly I spotted someone I knew from my first year at college. We only had one class together, but we were pretty tight during that class, always goofing off and talking about getting high. Eventually we toked up a few times before some classes, but he was like, I gotta stop doing this, I'm afraid my grades will start slipping. He gave me his number and I just forgot to call him, and we haven't talked since. But I went up to him anyway and was like, Vince! And he instantly recognized me, and we high-fived, and I apologized for not calling him and told him I'd smoke him out tonight. He was like, yeah, man, what are you doing tonight? We can smoke up later. Right now we're all pretty baked. We're about to go to drum and bass rave and roll some E. Wanna join us? Right then I just kinda stood there with my mouth open like an idiot, because I was flabbergasted by the fact he didn't notice he was chilling with 2 friends, and I was also psyched about his offer. I was like, yeah, man, I totally spaced out. Who are your friends? And he introduced me. There were a couple. Her, short, with sexy curves, dark eyes, strong Jew facial features, but in a good way. Like the girlfriend from Delocated, and long black hair. Him, my height, with longish brown hair. Kinda like Will Hunting, except not douchey. No facial hair and skinny. Pretty much the only way I like my men. So we drank a little more and peaced out. In my friend's car, we hotboxed with 2 blunts, and I started slowing down, so I got him to take me home to get more weed in my MDPV. I offered it to them, but they didn't want any. So I reeled 5 milligrams and snapped back, and was feeling pretty good, man. I think I said that a lot, too. I'm embarrassed about it, but I'm the guy that when they're high, they're like, man, I'm so high right now, but I was just like, man, I feel great, and giggled a lot. They were like, you're about to be feeling a lot better. Then she busted out the Molly. I felt like a total little kid, totally overjoyed. We all dropped. I forget how much it was. I usually don't pay attention when it's given. It's not my usual drug. We got to the place where the drum and bass show was. It was weird because I had been to hip-hop shows there, but I totally forgot the name. It was pretty dope. I was flying high when we walked in, but when the music started, everyone was amped, and I started to just melt when the Molly was kicking in. I just kinda wanted to chill out and rub on stuff. So I went to the bar and got a Red Bull, then went to the bathroom and railed some more MDPV. I was pretty fucked up and didn't really pay enough attention to the doses as I should have, and since it was pure, I was dealing with really small and hard-to-control amounts. Needless to say, when I came out, I was straight geeked, LOL. I went back to the stage and frankly, as Ali G put it, danced around like a bellend. But I had a great fucking time. Since I'm new to drum and bass fandom, everything they played was new and awesome and fascinating to me. I was totally enthralled by the music and the lights and the drugs. I bumped and grinded and ran into a lot of people and copped feels of plenty titties, LOL. Miraculously, I ran into my friend and we found the other 2 who were making out. I felt hella jealous and a little butthurt. But we resumed dancing and I forgot about it, far more interested in music than sex. I convinced myself to not pursue any of the women in the venue because I looked really funny. LOL, I looked hella out of place. It was a rave and everyone had like colorful shit, beads and glow sticks and shit, gelled and dyed hair, while meanwhile I'm chilling with a tight-fitting Pink Floyd tee, tight jeans, a bald head, and a full beard, looking like a straight hippie, except jamming out and jumping around all geeked on stimulants. The first guy was done, and it was in between sets, sort of, I think, and we went and regrouped and talked for a bit. Apparently the girl was tired and wanted to just chill, so we were like, okay, and she's like, no, you can come. So we went off and chilled out and talked some more. I honestly don't remember what we talked about. It was at that stage where I was so high and fucked up, I was listening to half of what they were saying, and when I talked it was diarrhea of the mouth and I didn't even know what I was saying. Which is funny, because since I was all tweaked on MDPV, I had motor mouth. I should remember to do this, get really high and stimmed, and write a podcast stream of consciousness, because I bet it sounds pretty funny to a sober person. Anyway, we were talking. Then the girl asked, hey, are you into kinky shit? I was like, yeah! Want to come to our place and do some kinky shit? I looked at him. At first I was confused because he was right there. But he looked back at me, smiling a little. Yeah, I was grinning like a jackass. Wait, you know I'm bi? We do now, everyone LOL'd. So she got my friend to drop us off at her place. I was a little tweaky still from the speed, and I needed to balance it out again. I think I might have been a little nervous too, so I was like, anyone got papers or something? Luckily I remembered I brought my pipe, which was on the car floor for some reason, LOL. Smoked 3 bowls with my friend and was feeling all right again. Then we got back to their house, and when I got out of the car I noticed I had a huge boner. I started laughing, and they were like, what? Nothing. Just remembered some funny-looking guy from the rave, and I covered my crotch. LOL. Star, star, totally graphic line, star, star, star. We went in and sat down. He went off to do some shit. She wasted no time and immediately leaned in, and we started sucking face without anyone saying shit. LOL. Her hand went to my dick, which was rock hard already, and she started to disrobe me. I backed off and, super horny, started yanking her shirt the fuck off while she was busy fondling my cock. Oh, sorry. I started taking it off more gently and then took her bra off. Her tits were huge! And I started fondling and sucking on her titties. Then he came in totally nude, and she started making out with him and jacking him off. I was basically just chilling there for about a minute, kind of awkwardly. Then they laid down and she started sucking his dick. And I came in and started eating her pussy. It wasn't that great because her pussy was kinda hairy, but she maintained it well. And I was so fucked up I couldn't care less. Also, she had a pretty tight pussy. His dick wasn't that big, a little skinnier than mine, which was nice. This went on for a while, and I'm a fucking expert pussy eater, TBH. After a few minutes she couldn't take it. She was moaning and screaming lightly, and she couldn't concentrate on sicking his dick. Ah! Jack mode! She was, I wanna fuck you right now. And I didn't know who she was talking to. Neither did he. He was like, you can fuck him and I'll watch. She was like, yeah, yeah. And I was like, yes! Wrapped my Jimmy, and she laid on her back on the bed in anticipation. I'm like, nah. Come here. Brought her to the end and pulled her legs up in the butterfly position. I think that's what it's called, when her ass is on the edge of the bed and you're standing, holding her legs. And I just started drilling her. It was a pretty rad time. She had the perfect dick expectation, was just squirming with ecstasy as I just drilled away. Totally entranced and not even paying attention. Weed does that to me. It was pretty clear she wanted to go all the way, so I started pounding pretty fucking hard and told him to lick her clit while I was pounding. As I was saying this, I lost focus and I almost came, and then pulled myself together, which sounded really funny. She came loud! Wriggling and screaming as I was just plowing away like a fucking champ for a good minute or so, and she couldn't take it anymore. Pulled out with a dry condom and tossed it. I was feeling really bad for her boyfriend, so I pushed him over and started sucking him off. It was pretty weird because I'd never sucked a guy off before, but being a guy I knew exactly what to do. I wasn't about to deep throat this dude because I view it as degrading, I guess. I don't know, but I was working the fucking head pretty well, I think. I was jerking it but wanted more, so I got him into a 69. First time 69. Actually, it's not. I 69 this Asian girl a couple of years ago at a party. This was a true 69 since it had 2 dicks. LOL. That was pretty cool. Went for a while as well. And after a while I could hear and feel him moaning on my dick. That was weird as fuck. So I stopped, and I was like, alright, I don't want you to come in my mouth. So we stopped and started doing that thing where you sort of sword fight, and one person jacks off 2 dicks at the same time. That seemed pretty hot, but it wasn't exhilarating like penetration or a blowjob. We asked if she could go again, and she said yes, so we started double-teaming her. He was fingering her while I was sucking on her nipples. Then he started fucking her, and I was playing with her nipples and making out with her. I asked if she wanted to do DP, and she said yes. She wanted him to fuck her ass, and I'm guessing because his dick was smaller. Points! So I got on my back, and she mounted me, and then he mounted her, and we both just started drilling. She was instantly moaning and screaming. It was pretty hot for all of us. It went on for a while, and I think he came first, then I did. It was like a magical chain reaction of ejaculation. I came for a good 10 seconds probably. I mean, my condom was full of spunk. She came about the same time as me, although I'm not sure if I was feeling my own dick throbbing or her pussy contracting. They dismounted, and I started feeling really tired. I was like, I'm starting to crash, and I got up and started finding my clothes, asked where a pharmacy was. Turns out it was too far, but they had some Benadryl, and I took 3 capsules and smoked a bowl of indica and crashed on the couch. They woke me up in the morning, much to my chagrin, and she left for work first. Then he dropped me up before going to work and exchanged numbers, later their Facebooks. And since then, I haven't talked to them. I'm not gonna call and be like, wanna get freaky again? I'll wait for them to ask me. But since it's been nearly a week I DK, it might have just been one of those let's experiment type things, but I really don't know! What the fuck, Jimmy?